He said, no. Y'all, when he said no, I broke down. I was sitting on the tub just crying my eyes out. I'm just crying, my eyes red, my cheeks starting to puff up, and my eyes started puffing up. I'm just crying. And then he was like, don't cry. He was like, I'm sorry. He was like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, but you did tell me that we wasn't gonna fall in love with each other. And then I'm like, yeah, but at the same time, I'm telling you something, but my heart saying something else. And it's just like, I just started crying. And then, y'all, that was like the worst night I have ever had in college. Like, I was just crying. And it was like 3 a.m. I'm crying. So then I'm telling him, I'm like, so you telling me after we done did all this that you don't got no feelings for me? And that you not in love with me after we done did all this? And this is like 4 weeks prior. This is like 4 weeks ago. This is like 4 weeks later. So we've been talking that whole 4 weeks, and this is 4 weeks later when all this happened. So I'm like, so we've been messing around for 4 weeks, and you telling me that you don't got no feelings for me? So you telling me all them times we messed around, you wasted my time, and you used me. So I'm like, oh. I immediately just started, I started really cussing him out. I started saying he ain't shit. I mean, I just started going in. But then when that happened, he started like stuttering and started like getting sad, like holding his head down. He started like getting mad or whatever. And I'm like, you know what? And I really felt sad. And I felt mad at the same time because I did just say some messed up things to him. And that's something I wouldn't even do. I'm not even the type of person to like say nothing hurtful to hurt somebody. Because I wouldn't want nobody saying nothing to me to hurt me or make me feel some type of way, you know? So I just felt some type of way. But it's like the same time, I can't really be mad. I have a right to be mad at him because you use me and you telling me that you're not catching no feelings for me. And you sitting up here, we've been messing around for 4 weeks, and you just now telling me that you don't got no feelings for me. And if you didn't have no feelings for me from the jump, why didn't tell me that from the beginning before we started messing around? So I was mad. I just started building my anger up, and I just started cussing him out. So we going back to the other room, and we finna have a talk with. And I was telling him, I was like, so what are you? He said he was bi. I'm like, okay. So go tell your roommate that you bi then since you so bi. So we went in the room and his roommate was asleep. So he's sitting on his bed and I'm like, okay. So I'm like, I'm finna go. I don't have nothing to say to you. This is like over. Me and you is over. I'm done. I'm not doing this with you no more. Because you wasted my time and I feel like you used me. He said, I'm sorry. Peter kept saying, I'm sorry. And so Peter asked me, he was like, well, am I going to see you again? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, you probably not going to see me no more. And then he going to talk about, well, just give me one last hug. I gave him one last hug, y'all. I know. I gave him one last hug and he started crying on my little shoulder. And so then that's when my heart just like, it just started like really melting. It's just like, I was like, what the hell is going on? I'm crying. What are you crying for? You crying because I told you you ain't shit. What are you crying for? But anyways, the next day, I told him, no, this is before I left. I told him, I said, you know, my girl's gonna ask me what's been going on with me because my eyes puffy. And it's like 4 a.m. pushing 5 a.m. in the morning. Remind you, I gotta get up at 7. So this is during that time. So I'm like, okay, I'm finna go to school the next day. I'm finna be tired. I'm finna be crying. I'm finna be sad. I'm finna wear. I'm finna be everything. I'm just sad. Tomorrow ain't my day. That's what I was just saying. So then it was the next day, and he didn't text me, but he was moping around. He was looking around. He was sad, and I was sad too. So I wasn't trying to make it obvious because I told my girls what happened that morning, and then they was like, it's okay. And I'm just saying, I'm trying to not make it obvious that I'm sad because he's sad and he's sad over there, and they already asking him what's wrong with him. But with me being sad, they gonna try to put two and two together. So I had to try to act like I was happy, but really in the inside I was just really sad, and I was really broken down. I was like, man, this man done really used me and hurt me and broke my heart. He shredded my heart in pieces, y'all. So I'm like, but I also felt bad because I felt like I couldn't be mad because I told him that we can't catch feelings for each other. And he did exactly what I told him, that we shouldn't even have to catch feelings for each other, and we shouldn't because somebody gonna get hurt. And y'all, it was me. I'm the person that got hurt. So then I felt bad, and I was like, you need to apologize. I kept thinking about him all day when I was in class, and I was like, I gotta make something right because this not right. And even though he full of shit, I still need to apologize because I talked to him any type of way. And I could have just had a regular conversation with him, and I could have really just approached him a different way. But the way how I approached him was aggressive and hurtful and meanful, and I said some stuff I really didn't mean. I'm not gonna say what I said, but I said some bad stuff like I wish I never met you, other stuff along with that. So I texted him. I was like, hey, can we talk? And he was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, I want to talk. And I was like, okay. So the day is over. We got out early. It was a Wednesday. So over there, and we having a conversation. I'm like, hey, I'm really sorry for what I said. And I just feel like that if you feel like that you wasn't really into me, then you should have just told me that before we started messing around. You should not ever just let it got that far. And now look where we at right now. So we started having a talk, blah, 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 blah. So then my friend came in the room. So I'm like, okay. So his roommate was like, oh yeah, we should all have a sleepover. I'm like, okay. I'm like, so, and my friend was like, yeah, let's all have a sleepover. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, so who finna sleep on the bed? Cause who finna sleep on that ground? So then I told Peter, I was like, Peter, I'm gonna sleep with you. He was like, okay, cool. So he was like, okay. So the time was going by. Me and my friend, we was talking about it. We was trying to see what we was gonna do and what we was gonna do that night when we spent the night over there. So later forward, Peter was running around with his homeboys, and I was waiting on him to go back in his room so we can chill before my friend come, so we can, So I had got into it with my best friend, so he came home. I had got into it with my best friend, and when I got into him, I hung up and I laid, and he was like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, me and my best friend just got into it. And he was like, it's okay. He was like, y'all probably be back friends tomorrow. And I'm like, yeah, it's because me and my best friend, we get into it not every day, but we get into it mostly sometimes. But we just get back talking because, that's my best friend. That's my girl. That's my ride or die. I don't care what y'all got to say. But yeah, me and him got into it. So I just hung up, and then he was just like, it's okay. So I just started laying on him, and we was watching a movie. So I'm laid up on him. He rubbing on my shoulder. He telling me it's gonna be okay. Y'all, me just talking about it right now. It's just anyways. So that's when we just started kissing. The roommate not in the room, and my friend not in the room, but me and him started kissing. So we just started kissing, fingers going everywhere. I'm just gonna say that. Fingers going everywhere, and hands going everywhere, and Yeah, body moving next to each other. That's all I'm gonna say. So as that being said, my friend knocked on the door. So I'm like, okay. So he knocking up on the door. So I answer the door. I'm putting everything on. I'm putting everything going. He putting everything going. So then we trying to make it look like normal, like we haven't been messing around. So then my friend come in the room and he like, hey, what's up? What's up with y'all? And I'm like, nothing. So my friend lay on the couch. So I'm laid up next to him. I'm sleeping on the side of him. I called my best friend. My best friend, me and him, we done got back talking, you know. So then he in the camera. Him and my best friend, they was already getting to know each other because I was telling my best friend about him, and he knew that my best friend know that me and him was like talking. So Peter already knew, like, me. I done told my best friend, like, me and Peter, you know, we talking. So Peter already kind of like got the memo. So he started talking to my best friend. They was like friends or whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool with that. So I'm on the phone with my best friend, and I'm telling my best friend, hey, I'm finna call you back. We finna watch a movie. So my friend is asleep on the couch, but me and Peter is up. Me and Peter is watching the movie, but we talking about how we do this and that. And I was telling him I was in the band and how I'm in theater. And he was telling me, oh, I didn't know you was in theater, you know. And we took pictures and, you know, we got to know each other. And we actually was just talking. And it was like a really good conversation. I was like, you know, I said to myself, I'm like, I'm kind of glad that I like apologized and I started back talking to him, and I'm trying to like kind of start over, but we really not starting over because we just got done putting our hands on each other. So it's like, we're really not, but we was like, you know what, let's just kind of like start fresh. So I started getting sleepy. I'm getting sleepy in the bed. He's up on his phone. I'm like, hey, you finna go to sleep? He said, yeah. So I thought he was asleep. I rised up. He hit his phone. This is the first time he did that. I'm like, okay. I'm like, cool. I'm like, okay, I'm finna lay back down. So I rised up again because I thought I heard something. So he hit his phone. This is the second time he done did it. I go back to laying down. So then I rise up. He hit his phone again. This is the third time. So I went to sleep. Peter said, I'm finna go to the bathroom. I gotta use the bathroom. My stomach hurt. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, don't be long, cause I'm waiting. So he was in the bathroom for so long that I fell asleep. And he was still in the bathroom. So I fell asleep and I'm asleep. So I feel him come back in the bed, but he sleep too. So me and him sleep at the same time. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I actually spent the night over a boy house. And that was the first time I have ever spent a night at a boy house. I've never just spent a night at a boy that I was like messing with. I've never just did that. But I did. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay. So then the next morning, this is when the start getting real. I wake up. I'm yawning. I'm like, okay, I gotta wash clothes this Sunday. So I hear something. And I'm like, okay, maybe my friend just woke up before I did and he on TikTok. He was still asleep. But the roommate wasn't there. The roommate was gone. So I'm like, what's that noise? So I check my phone. My phone's dead. So it's not my phone. It's his phone. Y'all, his phone was on the floor. So I'm walking to the bathroom. I'm peeing. I'm like, okay. So I wake up my friend. I'm like, hey, you hear that? He like, yeah, I've been hearing that all morning. I'm like, okay. So his phone on the floor. He on FaceTime, y'all. He's on FaceTime. I said, okay. So I looked. It's a girl. So y'all, this how curious I am. I dropped down to the floor because I couldn't walk over there. Because if I walked over there, he would have seen me. He would have woke up and he would grab that phone. So I scooped down to the ground. I kind of duck walked to the phone. I tapped the phone, but the girl couldn't see me, but I can see her. I tapped the phone. Y'all know what it said? It said, my one and only. And it had the world emoji and it had the heart. I said, oh. I said, this motherfucker had a girlfriend. And I should have known, y'all, because the roommate tried to warn me about a girl was being crazy over him at his hometown. But I was like, you know what, maybe the roommate just want me to, just trying to be messy. But it was true. He was on the phone with the girl from his hometown. But y'all, on his Instagram, he didn't have no highlights of the girl. He never posted the girl. He never did anything. Because I checked all of that. I was like, okay, I'm trying to make sure he don't have no girlfriend because I'm not trying to mess with nobody that got a girlfriend because I don't got time to be dealing with that. But y'all, he was on the phone with his girlfriend. Y'all, he was on the phone with his girlfriend the whole time when I was asleep next to him. So yes, we would sleep the whole time. I was in his bed, sleeping next to him while he on the phone with his girlfriend. I said, I'll be damn it. You think you that, huh? So then, I told my friend, I said, he on the phone with his girlfriend. My friend said, what? I'm like, get your stuff. We finna go. We finna go before I turn this room up. We finna go. My friend like, why we leaving? I'm like, girl, just get your stuff. We finna go. We finna get up out of here. We finna go in my room. I'm finna tell you why. So then my friend, he walked out the door. So then I'm still in the room. I'm gathering my things. He wakes up. He wakes up and he like, where you going? I said, ask your girlfriend where I'm going. Boom, I closed the door. Y'all, he was so shocked when I left. He got out the room, and then I went to go put my clothes in the laundry basket, and my friend left to go, do the same thing or whatever. I don't know what he was doing. I really don't care. But he was doing that. And then I'm like, okay. So I see him walking. He's sitting on this little, because they had this little seat outside. He's sitting on the seat, and he looks sad, and he's just going through his phone. So I'm like, okay, I'm mad. Because I just found out you had a girlfriend. You didn't even tell me. So, not that I just forgive you and I apologize for the way I was talking to you, but you also had a girlfriend, and that's the reason why you didn't have no feelings for me, because you had a girlfriend and you was still trying to, you can have your cake and eat it too. And that's what he was trying to do. You can't have two cakes and try to eat it at once. You can't. You had a girlfriend and you was talking to me and I slept in your bed next to you while you on the phone with your girlfriend. Oh, trust me, I was livid. I was so mad at him because it's like, why would you even do that to me? Why me? Why me? I've been nothing but honest to you, and you've been lying to me this whole time, and you've been keeping her a secret this whole time. And I feel bad for her because she don't even know what her man doing down here. So I'm like, oh, he think he's slick. So you think you finna just get away with this? You done hurt my heart. You done lied in my face. And now you think I'm finna forgive you now? Hell no, I'm not finna forgive you. I'm definitely not finna forgive you. So then, as it was just going by, my friend came outside. My friend seen him. My friend was like, hey, what's going on between you and Starling? He didn't want to say. So my friend kind of already knew. So he was like, yeah, I think y'all should just really just stop all this because it's getting to the point where he's getting mad, he's getting hurt, and you hurt my friend. And he like, yeah. So he comes to agree where, me and him need to stop talking. So then he texted me. He was like, "Hey, can you come to my room? We need to talk." And I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "What the hell do you want to talk about? I don't have nothing to say to you. I don't have nothing to say to you." So it's like I went in there. He was like, "I think we should just be friends, and I think we should just, nigga, you should have told me that from the beginning. You should have just told me you want to be strictly friends. The way how you came on to me flirtatious. You came on to me flirting. You didn't come to me as a friend. I came to you as a friend." You didn't come to me as a friend. You came to me as you was trying to get me. So he was like, yeah, I think we should just be friends and we should just really get to know each other. And I'm like, okay. In my mind, I'm like, I'm really done. So we didn't talk no more. No, the roommate knew me and him stopped talking. But the roommate was still telling me what he was saying. And that he was getting on the phone with the girl more and more and more. This is Peter. Peter getting on the phone with his girlfriend more and more and more. His roommate came in my room and I was eating Wingstop one day. His roommate came in my room and was like, hey, come in my room. I need you to come look at something. I'm like, okay. Why is there a picture of Peter and his girlfriend, a mirror frame on top of his bed with a flower next to it? I said, so where the hell this picture been at when I was over there? So you telling me you hid the picture too when I came over there? You hid everything. Yeah, I definitely crashed out. I definitely did. So the days was going by. I was going home. I was crying. I was just going to my bed, just like crying. And my roommate would be like, hey, it's okay, I'm here for you. And I'm like, yeah, nigga, you don't know what's going on with me, so yeah. But I was just crying. I went in my room, cried. Y'all, it was so bad. I fell down on the wall crying. That's how bad it was in the bathroom. I didn't do it in front of my roommate, but I was in the bathroom sliding down that wall crying like Summer Walker was. On over it. On still over it. And it was just a lot going on. And then I found out that he was going through some things. And him and his little girlfriend has broke up. I'm like, oh. But then at the same time, it was a rumor going around about me and him. The same time, him and his girlfriend. I didn't know about the rumor. Because I'm going through a lot myself. I'm trying to process this nigga from having a girlfriend and lying to me this whole time. So I'm not processing none of this. But it's a rumor about me going around that I didn't even know about with me and him. So I'm like, oh God. I'm like, this cannot be it right here. So he feeling sad. He moping around the campus. Y'all, it got so bad. Everybody knew. Even the advisors, even the teachers knew about what was going on between me and him. I'm like, how do everybody know what's going on between me and you? So I'm sad. I'm trying to be sad, but I'm trying to be happy at the same time. I'm trying to hide my feelings so everybody won't put two and two together still. I'm like, oh God. So this is where it starts getting sad for me. I started feeling sad and I started feeling like I was used and I was getting used, and that I felt like that he wasted my time, and I felt like that I couldn't do nothing to like try to do anything, because when he was like going through all that, I want to text him like bad and be like, hey, I want to check up on you. I'm not the one that started the rumor about you, because I didn't want him thinking I started the rumor about him because I was mad because I found out he had a girlfriend. I didn't start no rumor. I was over there trying to grieve and trying to get myself together and trying to make myself happy again, because I done fell in love with a man that had a whole girlfriend. I fell in love with a man that had a girlfriend the whole time, but he lied to me. So I'm trying to get through that right now. So why would I even try to start a rumor about a person that I'm trying to get over? And I would never even do that. They don't even sound like me. So I'm just trying to like make sure everything is okay with me and you, me and Peter, and I'm trying to make sure everything's okay with me and Peter and everything. And I'm trying to make sure to know that yeah, I'm not the one that started this about you. And I'm sorry that you going through that, but that don't got nothing to do with me. It got something to do with me, but I'm not the one that really started it though. So I text him. He didn't text me back. He just looked at it and then I'm like, oh yeah, this nigga really mad at me. This nigga think I did it. So I asked his roommate, I was like, hey, can you tell Peter, can me and him talk? Because I need to tell him and I need to have like a deeply talk with him. And his roommate told Peter didn't want to talk to me. It did not, every time I would come in the room, Peter would like mean mug me and not say nothing to me. And then he would like walk out the room or he would try to go in the bathroom. And I just got on the staircase and I just started crying. And I was just like, he hates me. And I was like, wow, he really hates me. Because he really think I started this, but I didn't start it. And I'm like, this really like, he really hates me. So I'm crying. And so his roommate went outside and see me crying and went in there and told him, hey, yeah, Starling's out there crying. And y'all want to know what he said? He need to be a man and stop all that crying and toughen up. And this is Peter. Peter said this to me, y'all. Peter said this about me. I'm like, wow. I'm like, this nigga don't give a about my feelings. He don't care. He don't care about me no more. He, like, everything that all the memories that I was thinking about just me and him, it just started like saying, it just started going, like, I just started realizing, like, this nigga do not care about me. He don't care. He don't care what the fuck you got going on. He don't care about you crying that night. He don't care about you crying on that stairway right now. So I had to get my shit together. I had to get myself together. And I got myself together. I stopped crying. I stopped being mad. I stopped being sad. I didn't care no more. Because just because you sad doesn't mean that I'm finna be sad too. They already know I'm gay, but they don't know you gay though. So it's like, they don't know about you, but they know about me. So I had to realize about that. And I'm not the one that's really hiding my sexuality. Because I know who I am and I know who I am and what I like. You still don't. And you don't want nobody to know. So I had to think of it as that way. So it's getting close to the end of it. And this is where the program gets ready to end. And he was talking about me to his homeboys, trying to start a rumor about me and his roommate. And that's when I told the roommate to add me in the chat. And I told them that I was messing with him. Well, I didn't tell. When I got in the chat, I kind of like made it obvious that I was talking about him and that I was messing with Peter. Just because Peter shot the lie and started a rumor about me and Peter roommate messing around. So I told the chat that we was kind of messing around. And they just got the thing and they was just like, oh, it's true. And so when they said it, I didn't even say that the shit was true. I just let them go with the story. If they think it's true, then they think it's true. I'm not finna stop it. But I just did it as that. And after that, Peter was like, oh, he lying. He just trying to get y'all attention. I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh, well, since I'm really trying to get y'all attention, let me tell y'all. So that's what happened. And after that, me and Peter never talked again. And that's kind of end of the story. But it's like I can't be mad or anything the way how I ended, because it didn't end on my part. It ended on your part, because if you wouldn't have been talking about me and would have been telling them and trying to make rumors about me when it was rumors about you going around, and you trying to like hide your situation, your rumors, and try to add a new rumor to hide yours, and you trying to throw me under the bus, you got what you deserve. So after that, me and Peter never talked again, and me and Peter, we just stopped following each other, and then that's really it. So the next month, I'm in band. He was supposed to be in band too. He left band, and he quit band like the second day of band camp. And after that, I seen him like a couple times during school, and then he left, and that was it. So that is it for this story. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad, because this was a 2-part video. I'm glad that you liked this story time, and I really hope that you got my advice and that you got the you got the reason of this story. Don't mess with no deals, and don't fall in love with no deals, because they break your heart. With you listening to this story and this story time, I really hope you really just get through your head, them deals ain't shit. They miserable. Don't even know who they want to be. But you know who you want to be. So as that being said, thank you for listening, and thank you for listening for my story time. And it was a long roller coaster, up and down, and everything was going on, and feelings getting left and right, finding out things. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Oh, and click that notification bell. Make sure you subscribe, and make sure you tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your granny, tell your uncle that I'm back. And tell them to make sure they subscribe and click that notification bell, and tell their friends about it too. And I'll see you on the next video.